What is up, guys? Coop here, and today we're going to be talking about World of Warcraft's new expansion, Battle for Azeroth. Today we're going to be specifically looking at an overview of Kul Tiras. This is going to be the Alliance Zone, so basically the Horde splits off and goes into two different areas. Horde goes to Zandalar, we go to Kul Tiras, and basically we're trying to have them join our sides so that we have massive great navies, because the only thing that's separating a Horde-dominated Kalimdor and an Eastern Kingdoms dominated by the Alliance is our vast sea. So the sea is kind of the most important part of where we're doing all of our fighting. So let's actually dive in and look at Kul Tiras. So this is the map of Kul Tiras. It's separated into three giant chunks basically. You have Drustvar, Terrace Sound, and Stormsong Valley. Basically it's an ancient human kingdom. It was founded by a few Gilneans. It's basically the best and powerful navy that the Alliance ever had. That's like their thing. They are all about ship warfare, sort of beating down pirates, trading throughout the seas and everything. And it's ruled by 4 houses. Now we're going to get back to that point later on. So let's actually dive in and look at the first area. So the first area is Terrace Sound. Terrace Sound is basically the middle area. It's where the capital is. It's where pretty much all the trading and stuff is done. It's sort of the highlight of the zone. It's where our not only our Alliance hub is going to be, but it's basically where a lot of the main story elements are going to be kind of placed, which is really cool. Basically this is just going to be our central hub of where we go. So let's actually look at the first part. First part is Terrace Sound is the capital of Kul Tiras, and it's led by Catherine Proudmoore, which is Jaina's mother, which is kind of surprising. I figured that she would be old, die off, or something like that, but no, they actually made her into a character. She is actually the character on the far right. I apologize for the blurry picture. I was trying to take pictures of while they're doing the virtual ticket, so this is the best I could have. MMO's champion picture came out just exactly the same, so apologize for the quality. It's not me, it's them. Now, they are monster hunters. Now, what do you mean by monster hunters? Well, they hunt down krakens and big creatures and the parts that threaten their lands. So, I was really confused about that because I'm like, okay, they're monster hunters. Aren't we all kind of monster hunters, though, in World of Warcraft? But they explain a little bit more. Like, they hunt down creatures that would give them problems in their sea warfare. So, mainly krakens are their sort of thing. So, probably hinting towards Azara being later in the expansion. Then the last part is they have trouble with pirates. So pirates are going to be kind of like this little mini thing, but I'm sure that there's going to be some old god influences or something with the Titan blood that's going to be affecting everything. So let us dive into the next area, which is showing you Terrace. Terrace is kind of like a Buccaneer city. It's really cool, honestly. Like, it's honestly a really awesome zone, and it looks like it's a blood Buccaneer ship. I'm not sure though. But honestly, it's really awesome. I like the aesthetic overall. It's one of the cooler looking zones, I think, for the humans. A lot of the human areas kind of look the same, but this one vastly looks different, which is really cool. So let's dive into the next area of Drustvar. Drustvar is sort of the area on the far left. It's very nice. It's got its own sort of clumped-in area. While our previous zone kind of took up a vast majority of the area, this one's just kind of all nice and clumped together. Very large landmass overall. Now you might be wondering, why is there a ghoul there? Well, if we look in, it's run by House Warcraft, and they supply sort of the weapons for Kul Tiras, and it is cursed. So apparently House Warcraft has not been showing up to public affairs, and it's very cursed. If you guys have seen the actual trailer, you guys will notice that there's all these weird, like, sort of like plant creatures that are attacking things and like looking all weird and stuff, and it's actually those things that are part of Drustvar. So Drustvar seems like it's going to be a very kind of like scary zone. I wish that there's mods to make the area like darker and whatnot, but let's actually look at it. So this is what it actually looks like. It's basically like a haunted zone. There's a lot of parts of it that look like Duskwood, so I think it's going to be like the 2018 version of Duskwood, which is very interesting. They did really well with Duskwood before, so I'm sure that they'll do really well with it again. So I'm excited to see this zone. Expect lots of ghouls, spriggans, that type of things when you walk into this area. Next, we're going to talk about Stormsong Valley. I sadly couldn't get the map picture, but basically it's at the top there. The whole time while they were trying to show it, it's basically was out of zone or not even showing, but it's basically the northern area. These are probably the most important faction. House Stormsong is actually the ones that provide the ships for Kul Tiras. They're a very religious-based sort of, I would say, capital. They focus on storm priests and things of that nature to bless these ships so that they're strong. So it's kind of interesting to see that. I'm kind of curious where they can go with that, because if you look at that guy's staff, it's kind of got like tentacles and things. So I'm curious if there's going to maybe be some old god influences or whatnot. And then if you check on the side, he has like a map, which is similar to the data mine stuff that was shown earlier. And then there's Quillbore, which is kind of interesting. Now, this indeed looks like it would be the final zone, which I'm curious about, because it just seems like we're kind of facing against Quillbore and whatnot. But I'm positive that there's going to be some old gods and Naga or something, because it just seems like something is deeper and not exactly true. Also, they say dark forces are invading, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be Naga. But not 100% sure yet. And this is what it looks like. It's actually very pretty, very aesthetically pleasing. Like I said though, if this is the final zone, I'm very curious to see what they're going to do, because I mean, I'm just going to say it outright. It kind of looks like it's a very boring sort of, kind of reminds me of the Panda Zone, the second Panda Zone. So I'm very curious to see what they got to do. There's got to be like some old god influences or something. But in general, that is actually an overview of Kul Tiras. Now, what I wanted to really get back into is, if you notice, it says it's ruled by 4 houses. We've only seen 3. You know, and I was double checking. I was like, well, maybe it's Proudmoore, but like Proudmoore already controls Terrace. So I'm very curious to see what this 4th house they're talking about is. And they just kind of like blew it off. Like they just kept going and not really describing it. So maybe it will be clarified later in Blizzcon, but it has not been clarified at all. So, anyways, though, for you Alliance players, this is where we're going to be going. We're going to be going probably through Terrace Sound with Jaina Proudmoore to talk to her mother, Catherine, and then we're probably going to go through Terrace, then we're going to go to Druskvar, and then we're going to go up to Stormsong Valley. So, very curious to see about that. I'm hoping that they can dive into what is going to be the 4th house, and I'm hoping that Stormsong Valley gets a little bit of an upgrade in story, because right now it doesn't seem like it's fully developed, but it is. They still have time to develop that zone. Anyways, though, be sure to look at all my content for the next couple of days. I'm going to be trying to post up as much stuff for World of Warcraft Battle of Azeroth as possible, while I'm trying to just grab all this information and spill it out as quickly as possible while being as accurate as possible. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.